Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to another episode. It is our 10th episode of Sonographers in the Cities, and we have here a special guest for you guys today. But I'm Giselle.
And I'm Lynn. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. I know we were on a break for a couple weeks, and thank you so much for tuning in. If you've been listening to us since episode 1 or just starting to listen to this episode, which is episode 10, as Giselle said, thank you so much. We appreciate you all. We're doing this for you, and I hope you can take away from any episodes that we do.
Yes, you guys, thank you so much for listening, for being here. I know life gets busy, but we're here for you guys. You know, you can count on us. We're always on Instagram or on YouTube. And today we have a special guest here who's also on Instagram. We have Abby. She looks frozen.
She's frozen.
Hi.
Oh no.
Abby's frozen. It's so funny because like when I knew I was going to introduce her, I was like, her screen is frozen. Welcome back.
Yes, welcome.
I'm back. Yeah,
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure I disconnected all of my devices.
No worries. No worries.
Oh no.
Take again. Oh
Wait.
no.
Well,
Oh.
It was fine before. Okay, now introduce her quick.
So this is Abby.
Where is she?
Where is she though?
Oh no. Now I can see you.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
Giselle, go.
So we have Abby.
Oh no, she froze.
We have Abby here for you today. Hi, Abby.
Hi guys. Thank
Hi,
you
Abby.
for hosting. I'm so glad to be part of this podcast for this episode.
Yay, we're so happy to have you here. We appreciate you taking the time out of your day to meet up and talk to everyone. And for those of you guys who don't know her, she is on Instagram at Abby R as DMS.
Yes. I just want to clarify that I'm not registered yet, but my middle name is R.
Ah.
So yeah, I don't know why I did that.
It's perfect, actually.
Yeah, so it's Abby, ABBY, RDMS.
Yay, so you guys can go follow her on Instagram, but she's here to talk to you guys just kind of about her journey and to speak on behalf of Georgia. I believe she's in
Right.
Georgia. But we want to hear her story because she lived in California and now she's back in Georgia. So I'm going to give you the floor here to kind of just talk about a little bit how you ended up back in Georgia for ultrasound school.
Okay, so I already knew that I wanted to be in an imaging type of healthcare field. I was actually looking to be an MRI or a CT, but or even like an X-ray. But when I opened it up to my family, they were like, "No, like that's dangerous for you," like, you know. And I was like, it's really not dangerous, honestly, because there's a lot of like, you know, things that can prevent you to be exposed to radioactive stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do more research about it. So I ended up liking diagnostic medical sonography because not that it's only they say that it's easy and you just look babies all day. That's not true. But it is the safest way to detect cancer. If you have any type of like illness in your body, if you feel a lump and stuff like that, it's the safest way. So just to make everybody happy, I chose this path. And I'm really glad that I'm in this journey with DMS. And I love it. I love going to clinicals and doing like spending time with my tech. Like they teach me a lot of stuff, which I really enjoy about because, you know, it's the real world. They interact with their patients all day, every day. And with me at school, I just go to lab and I don't really know how pathologies looks like. And going to clinicals opened my eyes. I'm like, whoa, like, yeah, that's different. Because when you just go to the lab, you're used to like seeing the normal, like your normal anatomy, your normal scan. But once you're in an actual hospital or clinical, you see all these pathologies, and you scan through everything and like ask their symptoms and stuff like that, and that's how you identify their pathology. As per me, that's how I think about it. But I'm still not good at it. I still like I try to what do you call this? I try to not diagnose, but like identify the pathology without asking my tech. And if I got it wrong, I just try it again next time. But most of the time, I would say, since I'm in general right now, they all look the same because the place that I'm at is a very small clinic. And basically, they just do probably like routines, stuff like that. So basically, I see same thing every day. Not same thing, but different issues, but same scan, like complete abdomen, right upper quadrant, pelvic scans and stuff like that, and thyroid, small parts.
So you said that you're a student. Can you tell us more about like what year you are? I know you're graduating soon, right? So like the length of your programs and all the details about your programs.
Yeah, so I'm actually this week is actually my last week for my 5th semester. Yay. Yeah. It's my last week. I have a final tomorrow. Yeah, there's 6 semesters, but you'll have to take your prerequisites before you get into that to DMS program, if that makes sense. And I'm currently in my 5th semester going on to 6th semester. And for my 6th semester, we're just going to be doing vascular plus clinical rotation.
What track are you? You said you're in general and then you're in vascular. Are you doing general and vascular, or like what other specialties are you learning as well?
I'm learning everything. I'm learning echo. I'm learning general. I will be learning vascular soon. I just recently learned, well, they taught us how to do breast in school, but since it's a private part, we don't scan breast in school. So I learned breast in my clinical site where I'm at right now. Yeah.
That's
If you
awesome.
need at a probe, I'm able to, well, not really. With mistakes. I'm not a pro yet, but yeah.
You're on your road to being a pro. That's pretty cool. You're gonna learn everything. That's pretty hard to do.
It is. It's a lot. My weakness right now is OB. There's too much going on with OB.
Yeah, Lynn's pretty lucky because she doesn't have to do OB.
Oh, wow.
OB is a lot.
You have to
Yeah.
learn it though. That's next year.
Yeah, you'll see how much you need to know. But I mean, the scanning part is the hardest because that baby sometimes does not want to show itself and they want to hide. You're searching and finding. But what's been your favorite so far to learn?
I really love echo. I love echo. I can do echo all day, probably. I don't know. But the downside is I'm a righty and we scan with left. So I get like really bad like wrist pain right after because I'm not used to it. But my tech told me like once you're like used to it, doing it every single day, you'll get used to it. You'll learn how to, hold a probe and things like that, especially with bigger patients, with patients who has like with bigger chest and things like that, because that's what I struggle the most.
I agree because when we first started scanning for echo, I'm a righty and we had to scan for left, and I could feel the pain from my wrist all the way to my shoulders every single time. So one of the instructors suggested that I get a stress balls. So I got the stress balls and I practiced them, and I noticed that my left arm did get a little bit stronger, although I'm not as consistent as I would like. And then as I practiced with Echo Lab last quarter, when you go from apical 4 to apical 2, when I first started, I had to assist with my right hand in order to get into that position. But I was like, by final came around, I was able to do it with my left hand only. So that was like a small achievement, but it matters.
Yeah. In my class right now in lab for echo, we have to wear like a big shirt because so that the hand and the probe my classmate can go in there and do the echo. It's really hard. I'm not gonna lie, I still use my right hand to like adjust it. Like I'm gonna adjust it real quick, like tell me where, like things like that. It's definitely a struggle, but small achievements makes you like feel proud of yourself. Definitely.
Wow, I feel left out because I don't scan echo. Just kidding.
It's okay. You know everything else.
No, I mean, I give you guys props for that because I'm going to be honest. On my shift last night, I actually me and my coworker tried scanning my heart because obviously you guys know that I have the mitral and tricuspid valve regurg. And I just wanted to see. I was like, why didn't I think of that? I could scan myself. Yeah, so I could scan.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I posted about it, and I haven't updated you about my doctor's appointment, but yeah, basically that's what had happened. So we'll see what happens.
I also do have a regurg. I don't know.
Do they tell you
mitral.
that? Yeah, they tell you
In
that
my school.
lab. Yeah.
Yeah, in my class.
Yeah. So mine supposedly is moderate, and anything over trace or mild, I guess they like start to get concerned about it. Is that true?
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens, y'all. But I wish you guys could scan me because I had no idea what I was doing.
I want to scan you now. I want to see that regurg.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I know that you really like echo. So, do you feel like you're going to work at an echo place when you're done?
I feel like I'm going to I definitely know I'm going to do the specialty for echo for ARDMS. That's for sure. I'm not very comfortable with general just because there's in my brain, like when I think about general, I feel like there's too much pathologies. But now that I'm in my general clinical, when I look at it, it's really not that bad, to be honest. I love it as well, but my heart is just leaning towards echo.
That's good. I'm glad that you got to see that. Because a lot of people actually don't have that option, like that you guys are getting. You're either going for echo or you're going for general, and now you get to do everything and see. There was actually a question that people had asked us, like, how do you decide whether you go towards echo or general or vascular? When you were going in originally, were you thinking about just doing babies?
Yes, I do love babies. I was thinking, I was like, my brain was set to do OB, 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 OB. But then now that last semester I was in OB, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do OB. OB is not for me. And during that time, I was doing echo path one, which we call it, and OB1. And two of them are like kind of like fighting against each other, which one I like the most. And I was like, there's only got to be one. I can't do OB, probably because in our lab, we don't really do much OB because COVID restrictions. We used to bring pregnant women in our lab, but since with COVID, they want to minimize the numbers in our campus. Yeah, that's probably one of the reasons why I don't like OB as much, but I was exposed to a lot of OB scans in my previous sites, and I loved it. I loved it. It's not to the point that that I can do it every day. Unlike echo, like I know that if I do echo, I will be able to know like a pathology of things like that. But if you put me in OB, I don't think I can name anything because I'm not as exposed as much.
That's very interesting. What about like your potential workplace? Has that changed as well? Did you have like a mindset of like, I want to do inpatient or outpatient, and then did that change or did it stay the same?
I honestly want to go to work in a hospital field for echo, but I haven't been to, and I was never assigned to go to a hospital for echo. However, for general, I know that I can't do general in a hospital. I prefer echo in a hospital and inpatient, and general for outpatient.
There you go. Yeah, it's definitely hard general because when you guys are learning in school about the pathologies, right? You're learning about the pathology of OB, abdomen, but the abdomen includes the gallbladder, the kidneys, the liver, and then you've got the pelvis, and then you have all this stuff. And every category has all these other subcategories. And you have all these words and all these terms. So I totally get it. But like you said, how like when you were scanning in person, it's like a little bit different. But in school, they literally throw at you all the pathologies. There's hundreds of pathologies in our bodies, right? So it does feel daunting to learn all of that. So it does feel overwhelming and stuff. But I'm glad that you kind of get to see what you like so that you know, hey, I actually gravitate more towards this or that, and you get to choose, which is what I love about ultrasound. There's like so many different avenues. People don't realize you can choose what you want to do and be in. And that's why doing your research is important. So when choosing schools, do you have like advice for students who are trying to get into programs and trying to choose a school and how to research and things? And then specifically for like Georgia, for example?
Yeah, I'm going back to the start where I was in school in California, and I was actually looking to go to, my advisor was telling me, oh, there is a school, Kaiser Allied Health, and they do sonography. However, you'll have to like have a good grade to get into the program. My anxiety got the best of me. I'm like, oh, my grades are not that great and things like that. So I started looking for different options. I also started looking at in Seattle. They have a good sonography program there because my grandpa lives in Seattle. So I also look at that. But since I already live in Georgia, I went back ahead and looked at Georgia, and I found a school and I inquired and I did an interview with them, and they asked me like what are the classes I've already taken and things like that. So I've already taken the prerequisites and so on. And as per choosing which specialty in my current school, we actually don't do that. So we, like what I said earlier, we basically do everything. So we don't get to choose which one we'd love to do. But yeah, it's actually nice to know everything. That's like the good part about it. But also the bad part is that you'll have to learn everything. So you know everything, but you also have to know everything. There is a couple of schools around me, Gwinnett Tech. I forgot the name, but you get to choose between OB or Echo in that school. Georgia Southwestern College, I think is what it's called. You get to choose between abdomen or general or vascular. I'm not sure. Those are like the schools around me. And there's another one which is called South College. I believe South College also offers all specialties, general, echo, and vascular. And then there's one called Albany State College, and they offer OB and general.
Y'all got a lot of options out there.
Yes.
Yes.
That's good. Yeah, definitely everybody that's kind of looking in general needs to do their research a little bit about the schools. What are things that you think that they should look for when they're researching?
I think the number one list is, as for me, the cost really matters because the school that I'm going right now is $50,000, and that's a no-no. You know, that's a no-no. Don't go to school if they're only going to teach you like one specialty and then it's $50. No. But also there's financial aid and Pell Grant and stuff like that. So if you were eligible for those stuff, well, definitely go to the school that you wanted to. But I think for me is go to the school that you think they offer the things that you want to learn in the future, not just for like at this very moment, but also in the future. If you want to do general, make sure that they're very focused on that field, on that specialty, because otherwise it's not going to work. If they're like, oh, yeah, we do general, but we mostly do OB, like it doesn't make sense to do that. So I would say like lean towards the school that, you know, that they're focused on doing the things that you want to learn, definitely, because if not, I don't think, yeah, it's not going to work for you. Other than that, I don't think, if you really want to go to DMS school, you have to be committed. And honestly, I think it's a full-time job. It's a full-time job. You go to school every day, you go to class every day, and you have to beat traffic. You have to make your lunch for clinicals and things like that. It's like literally going to work. And I just recently posted something about it. Like, how do people do it? Like, I can't find time to do things for myself because I'm also a part-time. I still work part-time in an urgent care. So that's hard for me as well. So yeah, I would definitely lean towards the school that offers the specialty that you want.
That's amazing. Like the information that you just told us is really fascinating to know. And I'm sure Giselle and I didn't know that you are working while being in the program. That's really impressive. So kudos to you. How do you find the time?
I just worked yesterday. I only work either once a week or twice, like 1 to 2 days a week on the days that I don't have class or clinicals. Sunday is definitely a day that I don't work or anything. The days that I go to class, it's always a half day. We have our lectures online and then we go to class. We go to campus for lab. And then after that, I still have a little bit of time to like study and do things like cook for my lunch for the next day, because my schedule is actually Monday and Wednesday I do have classes, and Tuesday and Thursday I have clinicals. So Monday and Wednesday I definitely prepare like snacks for my clinicals and things like that, so that I don't have to go out and buy food, because during my clinicals during lunchtime I like to study, because by the time I get home, I don't have the time to like, I'm really tired. Like, is it weird that I started wearing compression socks?
I'm wearing mine.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
like I'm so tired, and I don't think I will be able to like have the time to like study a whole chapter if I were to go home after a long day of clinicals and take a shower, study for a quiz if ever we have a quiz and things like that. So just like Giselle, I think I like to be organized. Like I write down the things that I need to do, what are dues for this week. And it satisfies me when I cross them out. Like once you fulfill, like once you're done with it, you cross them out, like, wow, like that is a small achievement right there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I love that. Definitely I try to stay organized. I have like 3 planners. I have 3 planners for school, for my personal, and then for school and personal. And I do carry the school and personal all the time so that I know like what I do, like what are dues, and like if ever I'm at work, I do bring my school bag at work and I study there. If we don't have like if we're slow, but yeah, so
Using up every minute and every second to be organized and to do work, and I applaud you and I give you a bunch of credit. And you make it look easy, but also we know that it's not easy. So I just want to thank you so much for sharing your experience and everything that you've been going through. You're saying it's a full-time job and yet you're still here doing it and working at another job, and you're almost done. So what I tell people all the time is that you're working so hard for a small period of time for something that's going to really benefit your future for many, many years to come. So, don't give up. You're almost at the end. You're doing great. And you're definitely an inspiration to a lot of people. I know that for sure.
Thank you.
We
Everyone
are
posts your
cheering
stuff.
you on. We're
Yeah.
cheering you on virtually on Instagram.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, we definitely are excited for you. I know you're going to graduate soon, but if there's one advice you could give to students out there, what would that one advice be?
Study when you can.
Good.
Study when you can. Especially I know some other schools offer like I know, what is that school in LA? I forgot what it's called, but
Is it
I know
CBD?
yes, I know they offer like day classes and night classes,
Oh.
so that people who are working have the time to go to night classes. And I mean, they have options, which are good. So I would say for people like me who goes to work part-time, whether you're part-time or full-time, I would say study as much as you can, because going to DMS school is a commitment, and you don't want to it's not like you don't want to fail, because failure is always good. You're going to learn something from it, you're going to learn your lesson. But if you keep on studying, and you'll definitely know your pathologies and things like that, and sooner or later you're gonna be one of those sonographers in the hospital and the clinics and stuff like that. I know it's really hard, I'm not gonna lie. I love it. It's a love and hate relationship, like, oh my gosh, I have to go to school tomorrow. I can't do this, and then you ended up going to class because you love what you're doing, right? So basically, like, just prioritizing your school and things like that. Be organized as much as you can and study, because sometimes your instructors can be sometimes, since they're like teaching other stuff as well, they make mistakes. One time I caught a mistake of one of my professor, and it was SPI, and I didn't realize that I'm studying SPI, and I was like, that was wrong, and this is what it said on the book, but this is what he said on his PowerPoint. So I emailed him, corrected him, so that my other classmates can know, just in case they don't know, so that they'll be able to know, because at the end of the day, you only got yourself. Yeah, I mean, you have your friends, but definitely you have yourself.
You're the one that's getting you through the program.
Yeah.
Well, that's excellent advice. We really appreciate you. I know everyone's going to learn something from you today.
Yes. So for students who are in the Georgia area, we hope that this episode will be helpful to you. And Abby is on Instagram at AbbyRDMS. So feel free to reach out to her if you have any more questions about programs in Georgia. And as always, Giselle and I are here for you on Instagram. Giselle is LLGiselle. I'm at DMS Diaries. Giselle is also on YouTube and her Discord channel and Facebook.
Everywhere. So yeah, you guys, we're really excited for this obviously upcoming year to end, and we appreciate you guys listening to us, because the start of a new year always means new goals and new beginnings. And just remember that we're here for you guys, and we appreciate you so much for listening.
Yes,
thank you guys for having me.
Yes, thank you so much, Abby, for being here. We appreciate it. I love your posts. Keep posting.
Yes, keep doing what you're doing. I love it. We love it.
Yes,
thank you.
We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Till next time.